the inside of us. So we don't have to get a touch. We can have a life. I almost finished messing with y'all. This mystery, Christ in you, the hope of glory. Hope means a certainty of your future. That is for a Christian. It is the joyful and confidential end that you have an expected eternal salvation, an expected eternal future. And I heard the Bible say in the book of Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11 that God knows the thoughts that he thinks towards you. Thoughts to give you an expected end because you have an eternal future. And you don't just have an eternal future, but it's in glory. You have a place of expectancy. You have a place of rest. You have a place of eternality. So let me get on over here. I went through that. Hopefully y'all got something out of that now. My subject for this evening is the process of being made. The process of being made. The word process means a systematic series of actions directed to some end. A summons or a mandate to require someone to answer or perform various tasks. The word made means to produce or to prepare in a particular way. It means to be assured of or confident of success. To achieve success, wealth, or a status. Doesn't that sound like what God has purposed for us, the believer? I wish to honor this pastor, this servant, this woman of God, this leader, by reminding her and helping us, especially every person in any form or place in ministry. I want to inform you and remind you and help us to know of the forgotten ingredient to the gospel ministry. Be it singing, praying, preaching, playing, ushering, or any other aspect that you may do in ministry. This ingredient part usually is thought not to be included in ministry. It's not thought to be important, but tonight you need to know if you want to be totally in the will of God, you have to go through this ingredient. And this ingredient is the process of being made. I would like to begin or come to a conclusion to my message by telling you of a story of a young man. And I hope that you will pray with me. There was a young man who was pretty good in the church. He grew up in the church. Gave his heart to the Lord when he was young. This young man was a musician, a praise leader. Throughout his Christian life, he worked as an usher and a trustee. He cleaned the church and he did everything he could that he knew to please the Lord. And so, on whom he found himself coming out of and going into storm after storm after storm. And every now and then he would notice that he was between storms. So he had a time to relax and recover. But when he thought that everything was finally all right, he found himself going into another storm. Lord, if you will help me. One storm into another. And in between the storms he found that there was an unexpected thing that would take place. But not in the flesh. This thing always took place in the spirit. It was a spiritual thing. As time progressed, he grew older in physical and in the things of God. There was always something or some type of trial, some type of test. Doesn't that sound like some of us today? In and out of storms. And when we think everything is all right, we notice that we've grown and matured in the things of God. The flesh may be the same, but God molds us and makes us in the midst of our trials and in the midst of our tests. And this young man realized that there was hardships, there was hurt and trials. Now, some of the things that I understood him to have experienced were sexual tests, marital trials, then abuse. He found himself in jail. He found himself at a young age in a car accident. He was told by the pastor he had to marry someone that he didn't love. He was told by the saints that he did not have the Holy Ghost because he didn't get it like they got it. He wasn't really in God because he wasn't like they were. All right, Bishop. Found himself thrown out of the church that he loved. The pastor that he loved and supported told him to get out, and if you don't like it, start your own church. Along with the churches that he played for, he had found himself under duress and stress. Because the pastors that said that they loved him and wanted him also turned around and put him out for no reason. He found himself always going through a trial, always going through a test, always having some kind of problem, always having something wrong. I understand that the story goes that this young man moved 3 or 4 different times trying to find happiness, or as I wrote, in the pursuit of happiness. And when at last he felt that he was finally in his place of arrival, he had finally come to the point that he was happy in God and things were going well for him. He found himself in his own personal loading bar. Lord, I wish y'all would help me. And when he was at his lowest state in the valley of Lodibar, he came to support another minister who was preaching at a service. And as the service was going forth, this young man was sitting broken, busted, and disgusted. If I remember correctly, he was even on crutches. He had even been in a cast. Came into the church on Mulberry Street to hear the gospel call. And as he began to sit there in his state of brokenness and in his state of duress, found out that there seemed to be no hope, felt suicidal, felt like giving up on God, felt like giving up on